So Sonia, welcome. How are you?
Hi.
Good. Hi, hi. How are you?
Good. So good to see you.
I want to be wherever you are. The background looks amazing. Is it like a little pond? Is it like a pond behind you? What's
The
happening?
fish, there's
The little
some fish
fish.
in the
Very
window.
zen.
Wow, she's got
Good.
pets now.
They're my kids.
Perfect.
So, Sonia, on today's show, because you've been on a couple of these, so we're talking about the experience that the design team and pro team came together for the first time at Nicholas's place for this Skyfall shoot, right? And I wanted to talk to you specifically about this one was kind of a learn for all of us, right? And it was a learn for us in the game of like lighting and how it could quite easily derail your photo shoot and how we can make the most of it and take advantage of it. So talk to us a little bit about what we did to play with lighting to make the most out of it.
Yes, firstly, I love shooting, and most of the shoots that I've done in the past is studio shooting. But for me, doing a location shooting really is incredible. And the Skyfall, a lot of people are very not sure about you doing sort of location shooting because what happens is they think, oh, it's a sort of 9 to 5 time, and that's when you're going to do it. But what's most important is the lighting. You have to shoot when the lighting is optimum. Also, for the hair can only be shot in certain times of the day. And of course, Palm Springs, we had some amazing weather, but boy, it was hot at certain times of the day. So I remember that seeing the call time on the shoot, and it was like 5 o'clock in the morning. Everyone was like, "Five? That's crazy!" But early in the morning and later in the evenings, you've got the best lighting. And we had the opportunity not only of great lighting morning and evening, but we also had the location. We had the area where the rocks were. Some of the desert shoot was shot near the rocks. And then on another time of the day, we were shooting where the clothes were flowing. So we essentially got two shoots out of one day's work, which is great because it was very well organized. The lighting during the middle of the day is very harsh, very strong. It's too hot to shoot for the models and the hairdressers. So I remember we started off with the shoot in the very early morning where Nicholas had these beautiful rocks behind his house. I mean, talk about inspirational. Those rocks were awesome. And that beautiful sunlight coming up because we did shoot at 6 o'clock in the morning. So the sun was just, in fact, I think it was 5:30. It was early.
Yeah,
I
it was
remember it was
early,
early. It was early for us girls. We had to come.
yeah.
Oh, maybe for the boys, but that's a whole nother story. But it was very early, but that light was optimum and it was really great. And Richard really captured it. And having the models against the texture of those rocks was absolutely unbelievable. So being able to see the opportunities around that Nicholas had at Skyfall was fantastic. And I know from your end, a lot went into the pre-production of the shoot. I mean, we didn't just all turn up with a load of models and just shoot. Uh, I know you and Nick and Richard and Haley and a lot of people on the team really worked hard to work out where to shoot at what time. So the production of it was high end of it. It really was.
It's funny. Everyone thinks like, okay, the pro team, they get to do all this cool stuff in these big campaign shoots and industry trade shows and all those types of things, which is true. But really, what people might not realize is really our mission as a team is about the mentorship of the team that we're grooming under us, right? Which is the 17 design team members. What has that been for you? Like, what has that experience meant for you?
Oh, I'm going to try and not cry,
Do it.
uh,
Cry, 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 cry.
but I'm so
It's good
Private
excited.
TV.
But
tears.
I
It's good
have to
TV.
say, I got to a point in my career where I felt that I'd mentored all the people I could mentor, that this opportunity came up with Nick about being on the pro team. And I love the design team. I don't have children, but I've got 70. How many of them do we have now?
18.
18.
18 now,
I
right?
have 18 new children because I dearly love them. And something they don't realize, even though they look to me as a mentor and I'm mentoring them, you would not believe how much I learned from them. Oh
So
my
true.
gosh. I
Yeah.
really learned so much. And it's about giving back, always about giving back. I'm only as good as I am, but being around a team experience, it's been, there are no words that can describe it. I have to say, the design team, and they're going to be really surprised with this comment, they have increased my skill level by far, by far. And they know it. A few of them I've reached out to with help. Will you
That's
help
great.
me? I'm not doing so well on this grading or this cutting. And I do reach out to them. It's a two-way thing.
You know what, Sonia, you said something that's so important that people need to realize. I think what makes us at the pro team level such a loving team is the ability to be vulnerable with each other, right? And say, you know what, I don't do this as well as you, so you do it and teach me. And being okay with that, like being truly okay with saying, I don't have all the answers, because a lot of people expect us to have all the answers, but we don't always have the answers. So we're better together, right? And then now you add this new layer of talent in there, and then you realize, wow, there's all this knowledge that comes from them, because we're okay saying to them, hey, listen, what did you just do? Show me that again, because I've never done it that way. And you know what? Sometimes we walk away going, that's actually a new way I'm going to start doing it because it's better. And then we think about our 113 educators, and we learn from them. So my point in this is saying, like, if you are part of our company, or you're part of an independent salon, or whatever your road is, make sure that your tribe around you, that you're surrounding yourself with people that allow you to be vulnerable, that don't judge you, that allow you to make mistakes, and are there for you to help to make things better. And it's this transfer of knowledge that happens all the time, because when that happens, it's magic. It's really magic. And I remember when I had my own salons, and I was so passionate about making sure everybody was connected. And I used to tell my team, I'm the owner of the salon, but I'll sweep your hair. Like I'll wash your chair down because you worked all day and I didn't. Whatever. Like that's what you have to do to be a close team. And I want everybody to think about that, whether you're a team at the top of a creative path in your career or you're working in an independent salon. It doesn't matter. It's who you surround yourself with that makes you the best you can be.
Yeah, I must admit, with this whole virus and being locked down in the four walls, it's made me have even a greater appreciation for the design team and the pro team. And I have to say, oh God, I really miss them all badly, really badly. Sorry, maybe it's getting to me now, but I have grown so much as a person being around the design team and pro team. It's been an incredible time, and I can't wait to give them a hug. I
I
miss
know.
them so much.
I feel the
No,
same way. I feel the
it,
same way, Sonia.
it's going to be a homecoming for sure.
Yeah,
I don't think that any one of us will doubt that. I think that we set the expectation of vulnerability and openness at that pro team level, and then I think that the design team watches and understands that that's something that they reenact within themselves, but also that we're open to talking and inviting with us. Nick, I'll give you the credit. You set the bar from the beginning that this is the way that we act, and this is things that we don't tolerate and that we do tolerate when it comes to, humility, ambition, attitude, the things that we really value from this design team are much more than just being really, really good or making a lot of money behind the chair. And they, by the way, all happen to be really good and make a lot of money behind the chair. But first and foremost, their humility and their humble way of coming about things and learning and having each other's back has been from the forefront, from the very step that we created, has been something that they've understood. And I want to applaud you and give you a little moment, because you set that before we even move forward. When this pro team was started, before we auditioned, it was like, hey, this will exist as a different team and in a different culture than we've ever had, and that kind of stuff will not be tolerated because we love each other and we're here to protect each other and we've got each other's back, and it echoes, it's amazing to see it ripple through that design team.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I say it and I say it all the time. I've been very blessed in my whole entire life, and let alone my career. But I literally say, like, one of my proudest accomplishments is these two teams, like, is coming to Alta and putting this pro team in place and us getting this design team in place. It's been the biggest, most heartwarming pleasure to just watch and see it bloom, and it's continuously blooming, and now there's like flowers all over it, and it's the most beautiful experience for me to lead. So thank you.
We're so proud to be able to carry on what you've been doing. And Sonya, you embody the spirit of that teacher, that mentor that they all go to and feel completely nurtured. I mean, here you are, like, I know you're way too humble, but you're an industry icon, and they feel so safe to come in and talk to you, and for you to actually say things like, "Oh, you taught me something." That means a lot to them. It changes their world, and I think there's no accident that type of leadership and that type of mentorship is the reason why our design team over the last couple of years has put together and organized shoots and collections that have been winning their own awards, and in fact beating us at times as their pro team, right? So I want to celebrate them for taking that and owning it and listening to it and taking those learnings, and it comes from the right type of leadership and the right type of people. And Sonya, you embody that to every degree, and this shoot was no exception. I know that you were out there with me and Richard in that sun, heat, whether we were trying to get the model in shade. How many bottles of water do you think we drank while we were trying to get all those shots? Because we shot so many photos that day, and it was so well worth it. But what a hardworking day, and what a great example for a young group. I keep saying young, I shouldn't categorize by age, but a group of design team members who see that everybody's willing to hold water bottles, hold umbrellas, bring water, help the model, do the hair. It doesn't matter what the role is or what your title is. It's a team to execute with an objective, and we were all there with that purpose, and we did some cool stuff that day.
It's so true. You know, Emma, before we have a video that I want to play, but before we do that, Sonya, what I want you to do is, after this live is over, I want you to go read all these comments, because they're like so overwhelming with just how much people love you and how
Not
appreciative they
surprising.
are of you. And there's a woman, Ginger, that says, "You've been inspiring me for 20 years. I hope one day I can work with you." I don't think you realize the footprint you have on so many people's hearts and so many people's career paths. So I want you to take that moment over a glass of red wine and read all these comments, because it'll fill your heart. It really will.